Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing well out there. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great, and appreciate you stopping by as the Miami Heat still licking their wounds off the offseason, diving into some of the final words of this week as the Miami Heat had their exit interviews. And one guy that, of course, we have to go into the offseason speaking about because I think he's one of the more intriguing players on the team. My favorite two words in Heat Nation, Jovic, dude. Nikola Jović, of course, just finishing his third season with the Miami Heat. He's going to turn 22 this summer. And, of course, his year a bit derailed by the broken hand that he suffered against the Milwaukee Bucks. He went 2 months without playing a basketball game that I thought played really, really well in Game 2 of this series against the Cleveland Cavaliers after not getting any action. Did a lot of things to get the Heat extra possessions and, of course, really had a tough ending in specific to that game and took a lot of accountability for it. You could just see, based on the uncomfortability of his hand, that the shooting just wasn't there for him. And it was a tough watch by the end of the year for him. One of the things that I do respect, though, about Nico is that, he took a lot of accountability for it. I mean, like, this is a guy who, he doesn't skirt around it. He doesn't make excuses. He doesn't put age as a number about it. And Spo always has to say these things. Like, he always reminds himself, I have to remind myself he's this age. In some ways, in personality, I can understand that because I do think, like, Nico beats himself up to the point where you almost feel bad. You're like, buddy, it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to get this right. Because it's hard to, like, criticize when he's the one who's like, I'm not a rookie anymore. I can't be doing this. I cost the team the game. I'm not a rookie. I can't be making those mistakes. I didn't help the team enough this year. And it does a couple things for that. One, it'll make you really respect a guy. And two, there's a level of belief you have in him because I do think this guy has put in a lot of work to go from the string bean that he was when he was 19 years old to, bulking up the way that he has for the Miami Heat. I do acknowledge his future is a little bit crazy because, 3 years in, I believe he's eligible for an extension. I don't know where that's going to stand. I would imagine he's not going to get one just because of the broken hand and not really settled into a role. I think the Heat want to see what this last final year is, and then they can offer him a qualifier. And then, much like the Davey I mentioned, you could offer him a qualifier, become a restricted free agent. Because the thing that with Nico that's interesting is, like, you're still wondering exactly what that fit is on the team. And there are things that he does have to work on as far as, like, taking advantages of size advantage. When he's got a smaller guy on him, which is a lot of the times teams will defend him with a smaller guy. He still hasn't gotten to the point where he knows how to punish that. He's gotten better at it, and he really, I think, was finding a rhythm with it before breaking the hand. But I don't know if it's all quite the way there. And it's a little bit different from Jaime because of the age thing. It's like when you are that age and you have dealt with some of the adversities that he has, because it's a guy who's had a back injury, a broken foot, now a broken hand, freak things that has happened to him while training. He had the back thing his rookie year, and then the hand thing. Like, what are you to do with that? It's a little bit of tough luck stuff, kind of like Tyler had with the broken hand against the Milwaukee Bucks, and then, of course, suffered the ankle injury in Memphis the next year. So you're hopeful that this is just a year where he can get through clean and nothing severe happens, because it's not only like he suffers minor injuries, he suffers these big bone injuries. So hopefully he can get through clear on that. Now, he did make it known that he was going to play in Eurobasket this year, which I think is exciting. I think for him to not get to play basketball this year, to have too much just taken away from him. And Spo said this, I think, first of all, Eric Spoelstra's made note, he really, really respects the Serbian basketball program and their coach and the work that they put him through. I don't know on Eurobasket if Jokic is going to play. So I feel like there's going to be more opportunities there for Jovic if the Joker doesn't end up going. I'm not sure if he is or not, probably dependent on how far the Denver Nuggets end up going. So I guess we'll get an answer to that tonight. But mind you, that team, I mean, he is a perennial all-pro MVP. They just won a medal in the Olympics. I don't necessarily know if he's going to go to Eurobasket, but I can't rule it out. Like Goran was doing that stuff as well. Like he weren't making as deep runs, but if you guys don't know, this is the tournament, I believe, where Goran Dragic was, of course, screaming at his teammates in English, his Serbian teammates, that they can't put their heads down, that they have to put their head up play. This is also the tournament that Slovenia won. And was kind of blew everybody's mind. It was like, whoa, Slovenia won this tournament. Like that was pretty crazy that they weren't expecting to do that. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing to check out. Pelle Larsson's also going to be playing in this, by the way, for this tournament. So I think that's going to be exciting for him as well. To be fair, I don't know what the the Swedish team setup is. I do know for the tournament for the World Cup, Jovic played a lot. Jovic played a lot for that team and had some really big games in the qualifying rounds. So I think this is going to be awesome for him. I think that having 2 months taken away for him is going to be absolutely, absolutely huge. And then we'll see what ends up happening. You know, it's not like he's never been in trade rumors. You remember he was addressing the Damian Lillard stuff when that was all happening and saying he didn't want to go anywhere. But Nico did say an interesting thing. I'm going to play this for you guys if you didn't see it. This was at the end of the end of the regular season on some of the things that he had to say. And he mentioned about the business of basketball. And I think it was one of those things that kind of perked up the ears of Heat fans.
What do you take personally from this season, working your way back from injury, wanting to be back for your team for that playoff series?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long season, you know. We had our ups and downs. You know, I got injured through the halfway of the season. Came back right through for the playoffs. Just the truth is, I haven't looked great. You know, I haven't helped this team as much as they needed me to help them, and that's it. You know, I can never be happy because of the way we finished the season. But you know, I don't think it's a failure of a season. You know, I think everybody just learned a lot, no matter what. But yeah, we didn't accomplish what we wanted to, but we still learned a lot from it.
How much do you want to be a part of turning this thing around? You're a young guy. How much do you want to be?
I mean, of course, you know, I've been here from the jump. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in right now. They helped me not just become a better basketball player, but a better person too. You know, I was just, you know, I feel like, I mean, this is my second home. This is where I kind of grow from boy to the man, and of course I would love to stay, but you know. Things change, everything can change. If I learned one thing this year, it's that this is more than just basketball. It's a business too, and you know, I'll control what I can control and do better this summer, and that's it.
So that's an interesting one. You know, I do wonder where the Heat are going to go. Like they have guys. He's kind of this underrated thing that they could do. Now, I don't know what Jovic is looking for salary-wise. I don't know if this is one of those where the Heat feel like they could maybe sneak in and get him at a really, really, really good rate. Because, look, at worst, I really do feel like the Heat lost something when he got hurt this year. He was essentially their best sixth man. And there's just an ability to him to play make, to rebound, to play a little faster. He's just different from the rest of the team. And I would really hate the Miami Heat to lose that. I understand people want him. There does have to be more of a consistency on offense, especially because he's not like the most lock-up defender, but he's also not a casualty on defense either. Like he's gotten a lot better at being able to stand his ground and know things. You gotta mind you, this playoff series, I really hold not a lot of weight for it for him because of the absence that he had. I don't think that's tremendously fair for him. Especially at his age. So, yeah, maybe I'm making excuses for him. I got a special spot in my heart for Jovic. That's definitely one of the guys I want to see flourish in a Miami Heat uniform. But I also think it's fair what I'm saying, too. I think that I think just because of those things, I think it's okay. Like, think about this. For Eric Spoelstra, who doesn't trust young guys, to basically say after game 2, I trust this guy to close out the game against this behemoth of a team. I trust him more than Kalel Ware. I trust him more than Jaime Jaquez Jr. That shows you how much he's grown in the eyes of Eric Spoelstra, who didn't believe in him. Basically, he got his first real playing time because of all the injuries. And to Jimmy Butler's credit, Jimmy Butler said to the team, like, you're playing him out of position. And Jimmy would go to his G League games, and he's like, he's not a 5. You guys are playing him in the wrong place. And I think that's why Jovic is always going to have a special spot in his heart for Jimmy. I think that that's why, you know, when all this stuff was going down, he mentioned it, like that business basketball, like you guys just heard, it was tough. He even alluded to some of this stuff in his exit interview as well, how hard that was on him. But I think from his standpoint, to know the consistency, to know what he has to get going, and then I think that, yeah, this is going to be beneficial for him. And he also mentioned that because the first year they went to the finals wasn't a very long summer for them, then this year breaks his foot, has the bad injury going into the Olympics, but still wants to make himself available for the Olympics, not training camp. And the Heat found that beneficial to him, like that was going to be important to be around that team. That team was very good. That team was really, really good. Scared the holy hell out of America in their Olympic draw. So I like that from Nico. I think that this is a great opportunity for him. This was really the tournament, you know, that put Luka Doncic, I think, like on the national map for everybody. And it was huge for Goran, too. I think Goran got great benefit to be the leader of that Slovenian team and what he was able to do for them as just a leader and an icon. And we know that the relationship these guys have, you know, he has, I don't know if you guys saw the sit down with Nico and Goran. If you haven't watched it on the Heat YouTube page, it's pretty friggin' great. It's a pretty awesome thing to check out. And it was monster, and Goran was the MVP of this tournament. So, man, if he can take this and use it as a benefit for him, I think that's going to be absolutely huge for him. And I'm definitely going to be watching those games. I like watching the FIBA rules. Some things I wish America had and the NBA had that FIBA has, but I'm looking forward to watching this for sure from Nico. I think I really, and I hope that, as far as trades are concerned, like if that does become a reality, like damn, it better be a grand slam guy for them to give up on this kid, because I'm not ready for them to do that. I think that he is. I think he's a really, really fun piece, and I think he can. I think, look, out of all the guys and the closest that he got to winning, he was a big part of that. I understand how bad he was down the stretch those last 2 minutes. I get it. But you have to put it in the context of where he was. And I think that just being able to turn the attitude of the team was huge, and I think that he can bring more of that.